Good afternoon, everybody. It's Teresa back here doing another live video. Just short one today. Today we're going to be doing the box. So this cool cube here. Again, this is 6 pieces. So I'm just going to show you how to make the one piece. They're identical, so all you have to do is make them 6 times, and I'll show you how to put it all together. And then on Monday, I'm going to be doing this cool little peacock here. It's very fun. And again, double-sided paper, obviously the best one, especially for this. So if you don't have double-sided paper, you can always make double-sided paper by gluing the 2 pieces together so you have color on both sides. Just because the peacock does have that really awesome coloring with the tail, so you want to have that choice with the color. So that's going to be on Monday. And then I'm going to be taking a couple weeks off of doing the live videos just because I do have some trips planned and stuff like that. So Monday will be the last one for a week or 2. Alright, so I've got my 6 pieces. Well, I've got my 5 pieces. I'm going to make my 6th one here. So I've done 3 purple ones as my color, and then I'm actually going to do 2 green ones. So I've got my 2 green ones here. And then I'm going to actually do a 4th purple, just because I do have the 4 around the one side here and then 2 on the other side. So you can do mix and match, you can do them all the same, you can do them completely different and make it kind of cool, which is what I did with this one. So every single piece is different. It's entirely up to you. You won't need any glue or scissors or anything like that. This will all hold together on its own once we've folded the actual pieces. So the first thing I'm going to do is I am doing the purple. So I want a purple side down. I'm just going to raise my camera up here a little bit. It doesn't like the stand that it's on sometimes and likes to sink down. There we go. Now you should actually be able to see everything here. I don't know how many times I play with this. As soon as I try to do the online video, it's like it doesn't want to stay where I put it. Alright, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to fold it in half, lengthwise. And again, we're always making sure our corners line up nice and square and nice tight creases. And the tighter the crease, the more likely it's going to stay nice and folded, right? So you want to do that. And then what we're going to do is we're going to unfold it and we're going to go the opposite direction. So my line right now is this way. So I'm going to fold it in half this way. So I have a nice crisscross pattern. And again, just folding it in half, making sure it's all nicely lined up. And nice tight crease here. So I have my cross pattern there. And what we're going to do is we're going to fold this up to the center. And we want to do that, we don't want to go past it. So the easiest way to do it is to actually hold the piece up, kind of like this, so that you know you're not going past it. And then once I've got it lined up, then I can fold it down and nice tight crease. And then we're going to do the same thing. We're going to meet this one into the center here. Just like that. And if you want to check that we haven't gone over, you can actually just fold it in half like that. And it should, there's no buckling or creasing on the inside. You know it's got perfectly squared off there. So what we're going to do is we're going to unfold the one. And we're going to leave this at the top. So once we've got this unfolded, we have essentially 4 sections and a half mark here. We're going to take this corner and we're going to go we're going to bring that to the bottom here. Alright. There we go. Flip it upside down so it's the right direction. So we're going to have this at the bottom and we're going to take this corner up to the top. And all we're doing is meeting the center here. And again, I don't want to go past this crease, so I'm going to make sure that I don't. And folding it over like that. So it's to the center here and to this top line here. And then when we're done that, we're going to fold this down. And you'll see I have this triangle here with a little piece here, and that's okay. So once we have that, we're going to turn it all the way around. So we have our little flap sticking on this side, and we're going to take this corner and we're going to fold it all the way up to the center mark here, and we're going to match it up, making sure our creases are all nice and tight. And what we're going to do is we're going to unfold this, and we're going to actually lift this up a little bit here, and we're going to tuck this in underneath, just like that, and then it'll be all nice and tucked. So this is actually tucked in underneath here, and then it's tucked in underneath there, so it's all tucked in together. And this piece we're just going to unfold and let it there. What we're going to do is we'll flip it over, and we just fold this up like that, and then unfold just a little bit and tuck it underneath. And then we do the same thing with this one here. Fold it over, and all I'm doing is holding the main piece here and just letting this open a little bit so I can tuck it inside just like that. So it looks like this, and it's nice and flat on this side, and then we still have our pieces that are folded into each other on this side. So with the side that's nice and flat, what we're going to do is we're going to take a tip here, and we're going to fold it up all the way up to the center where that center line is, and match that corner just like that. And then we're going to turn it over, and we're going to do the same thing. So all we're doing is folding it into a square so that you have two pieces just like this. Right? So you do 6 of these, you make all 6 of these, and then what you're going to do is take them, and because I only want 2 green on the top and bottom, so I'm going to have green here and green here, I'm going to put all of my purple and yellow ones together. So the first one I'm going to take this one here, and my second one here, and there's little flaps everywhere. So what you're going to do is take a little flap and just stick the first one in, just like that. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this opposite flap, and I'm going to put it in. Doesn't matter where. They all sit. Let's do that. There we go. And they'll all fit in like that. So I've got 1, 2, 3, and I'm going to make this one. So I'm going to put that one in here, so that when I join this, it makes a box. So you can see I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, and all I'm doing is wrapping this all the way around into a nice square, and I'm tucking this last one in here. So I have my 4 sides and my 2 open ends, just like that. And then what you're going to do is you're going to take the 5th one here, and very carefully, and the best way to do it is actually to put the rest of it on the table. Take your first one and get that tucked in there, and then bring this one in as well. So you do the 2 corners on the same side, and it gets more like it wants to fall apart, so if you have to, just hold it together a little bit with your hands in the corners like that. So then I still have these funny little flaps, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to tuck them in too. So if you hold everything together and you just kind of tuck this one in, and then you just kind of slide it in there, end, because it's a square and a round peg kind of situation, you just have to kind of gently guide it in there. And then we flip it over, and we're going to do the same thing to that fourth little side there. Again, just holding all the other ones together so they don't come apart, and then just tucking them together. And the fifth one is hard, but the sixth one is the worst. So you can see here that I've got, this one wants to pop out, so I'm just going to fix that one a little bit. So you've got your 4 and your fifth one here. And then what we're going to do is we're going to take our last one here. And again, I'm going to do the 2 opposite of each other. So I've got that first one, and then I'm going to hold it down here and just tuck it in there so that it's opposite. And again, I'm using the table to hold the bottom in place, and I'm using my hands to hold the sides. And then once you've got those 2 tucked in, we'll roll it over and we'll tuck in. And again, just holding it on the table, holding the corners so that they don't come apart. And I'm just rolling it in and gently tucking it into the slot there. And rolling it in. This one doesn't want to cooperate. There we go. And then the last one. So all we have to do is get this last one in here. And it tries to come undone at the top, so I'm just holding everything together and getting that last one tucked in there. Just like that. And then you just kind of wiggle it around and fiddle with it until it stays in its place. And now you're done. And the fun thing with this one is when you're putting it together, if you want to hang it, so you have little corner holes here, if you want to hang it, you can actually string it with some string before you put that last one in, and then you can close it all up. And if you really want it to stay together and you hang it, you can glue the little tips before you slide them in. But this is pretty sturdy, and it should stay together even if you don't glue it. And you can use it to throw around if you want. Or you can draw little pictures on it and use it as a giant dice. Put numbers on it. You can build a whole pile of them and make little stacks. And you can build stuff with it. So that one's the box. Alright. So again, we'll just be doing the one video next week on Monday. And hopefully you guys enjoyed. Thank you very much.